Now we'll be talking about the impact of counterculture in Nigeria. Now, counterculture is a way of life, that is and set of attitude opposed to the normal norms that the society is used to. We're talking about how our normal societal values that we know and we grew up in. But then counterculture is something that's based on, the growing of a set era. Different era comes with its own countering of what people are used to. So that is what we'll be talking about this morning. Now today we'll be exploring the profound influence of alternative movements on societal norms and the cultural evolution. This exploration delves into how counterculture has shaped perspectives, challenged conventions and left an indelible mark on social dynamics, and how alternative ideals and changing societal norms influence the attitude towards aesthetic procedures, reshaping the landscape of beauty standards and self-perception. And of course, we'll be talking about how this counterculture affects our thoughts, how we view things these days, how a lot of people view things, where even if you have the initial social norm in our society, then people see you as, your perspective is old, this is 21st century, and these are the things we're doing. So we're going to talk about, body shaming, where we have gotten ourselves right now, where we're going to talk about low self-esteem and how that has led to certain change of lifestyle, to people coming to do a lot of we're talking about cosmetic surgeries that is happening now. Right now I have to make reference to something that the Guardian newspaper had to do some research and statistics on Friday, December 15th. That's yesterday, 2023, where they made a lot of big revelation on cosmetic surgery. And when search to perfect the silhouette leads to undesirable outcomes. We're talking about a lot of things, but then before we dive into it, let me hear what Fatima is saying about this entire thing.
I'm actually looking at the figure, since yesterday. It actually caught my attention that the number of people that go out to do cosmetic surgeries just because maybe someone body shamed them, or they have just low self-esteem, and that's caused by something,
Yes, of course.
Yes, so there's always a push for something, so I feel it's on the high side, and a lot has changed.
It has changed.
Attitude. Now, people have changed.
Let's quickly take at these numbers. It's saying that liposuction in, I don't know if this estimation is based in Nigeria, but then the liposuction, we have about 1,903,068 people who have undergone that surgery. The breast augmentation, we have about 1,685,471 people. We have eyelid surgery. Like, I never even knew there was eyelid surgery.
I'm telling you.
And then there's have about 1,446,890 eyelid surgery. We have the rhinoplasty that has about 995,149. The abdominal plasty, about 991, almost a million as well. Breast lifts, we have about 781 people, 1,404. Lip enhancement, yes, if you want your lips to look bigger, smaller, larger, we have that one, about 717,596. Then there is fat grafting on the face. That's about 589,494. The buttock augmentation, the implants and fat transfer, that's when people want their bum to look more hipper. And they take meat maybe from your hands to other parts of your body. You'll find that on that number, of course, is 523,331. And then there's breast reduction. That's 507,363. Now, one thing I would say about the breast reduction is something that we all know how some people suffer from excessive, like some people, because of here it's large, it tends to give them
and then they have this pain from their backs that because they can't carry.
So that is perhaps is because of health situation,
Implications,
yes,
yeah.
you have to do that. But then other things, it comes with
Like
a
the eyelid.
lot. The eyelid, it comes with a lot of things, and old age is something that we can definitely not portray. So we would want to, of course, hear from you guys on your thoughts on why this number of these things is skyrocketing, and why do you think this counterculture has come to stay in Nigeria and the world at large? Because there's a lot of things that or people that believe in the normal norms, societal norms, are now picked on when they air their own opinion on, okay, this thing has never been like this. Why not let's just stick to what we're used to? And then people will be countering, saying that no, the world is evolving. These things are something you have to now be okay with, to a point that the people with the normal norms are now shamed into believing that they're,
there's something wrong with them somewhere.
Yes, you're not growing. Why are you not growing? So please go ahead, call the number on your screen and send in messages on your thoughts. Please make sure that you include your name and location when you're sending the messages. And also, if you're calling, do stay away from your TV set or tone down the volume. That way you get to talk to us. Let's have a deep dive conversation on these things that are happening. What is wrong? How are we here? What has been the impact so far of counterculture in our society?
Sumaya, let's look at, like you just rightly mentioned, some of the figures here. It's really alarming, to see that people are actually changing. Okay, we have a first caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes,
hello,
we can hear you. Your name and location, please. Please tone down the volume of your TV.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Your name and location, please.
I'm Mr. Ziaka. I'm calling from Brooklyn in Rivers State.
Oh, thank you for calling us from Rivers. Okay, please go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I have two comments to make.
Okay.
The impact of counterculture. I think that is basically women's issue.
You think so? Men are doing it too, though.
Yeah, it's basically women. It's women that go for all those surgeries you're talking about. Men don't do those things.
Men do that too.
And they do that because they are culture crazy, I say so. It's culture craziness that makes them to do all those abnormal things. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is the Rivers State political crisis, which you reviewed in some of your national daily.
Yes.
Yeah, Rivers State we used to respect on a weekend before when it was in office.
Honestly, this is not the place for that. I mean, here it's not about pointing fingers. We just want to make sure that if you have anything to say to the federal government, people that you feel that they would listen in order to change the situations, then you can air your opinion here, but no pointing of fingers, please.
Okay. What they can do to change the situation is to allow Governor Fuba to function independently. Nobody should control him or remove him from outside. He is a man, he's matured enough, he's experienced in life. With his wealth of experience, he is the governor of the state and he knows what to do without anybody guiding him as a former governor or former this or former that.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, and we got your message loud and clear. We hope that, of course, the people that these people would listen to get to hear what you're saying and then make the necessary action. River State needs to, of course, get back to its peaceful state. So thank you so much for your call and contribution on the show today. All right, please do make sure that you call on as let's stick to the topic that we're having that we're discussing today, which is the impact of counterculture. And I want to clarify, it's not just the women that do these things these days. Men also do it. There is this thing that is called microblading.
Okay,
men are doing it also.
Yeah.
All right, so we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
E.t.c from Abuja.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Perfect. Thank you. I first want to actually appreciate the e.t.c TV. I seem to have, gotten so stick to that challenge right away. That issue of telling the Nigerian story really resonates with me, and I believe it resonates with many other viewers. It's very interesting to see many parts of Nigeria, and it's interesting. So I want to urge the Trust TV to keep up that telling the Nigerian story, keeping the balanced view of things, and also being all inclusive.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
In fact, with the issue of the counterculture, I think it's something I have very, very little to say. I want to agree with the first caller. I think mostly it's a female thing, and it's actually caused by low esteem. One being driven by what people think about you much more than what you actually are, and I think that's that about that. Thank you so much, and please keep it.
Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution and appreciation, of course, of Trust TV. Yes, talking about documentaries every Saturday, 8 p.m. we tend to air different documentaries, so make sure you stay glued to the station, promising to bring you factual news and accuracy of what's happening in our society. So moving on, talking about the impact, a lot of things have been happening when it comes to, these things. And people keep believing it's just women, but it's not just women.
Just women. If you look at the surgeons, the American surgeons, they're just two pairs they are always, carrying out surgical procedures on people. The men go to say, oh, I want this bicep,
exactly.
I want this, shape of.
We see that. All right,
okay, we
so
have
we
a
have
call.
another caller. Good morning.
Good morning,
Yes.
Maya and
Thank you.
our colleagues.
Thank you, Fatima.
Yeah.
Your name and location, please.
Mohammed Modibo calling from.
Oh, Modibo. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you very much for having me on the program this auspicious morning of today.
Of course.
Thank you.
Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, this interesting topic of discussion, I think the major problem we have in our society today is trying to a lack of adherence to our own custom, culture, and tradition. We are always eyeing what is happening in advanced countries of the world. We thought that their own lifestyle is the best way for us to copy. We abandon our own custom, culture, and tradition. And I think religion here has a major role to play. When we become practical and practicing adherents of our religion, I don't think the two major religions we are practicing in this nation advise or
support.
Allow or support support its adherents to go and start doing these cosmetic surgeries. I think it is being condemned in the two major religions we practice in Nigeria and in Africa, so to speak. So the best way for us to, and it is women that it is more common among women.
Okay. I'll take
because
that.
of low self-esteem, as you clearly pointed out, we have accepted inferiority complex.
But is it just low self-esteem though? This society are also enabling these people. We're talking about men shaming women if they don't have the right figure. We're talking about women laughing on other women for not having the right figure.
And let's not forget peer pressure and even cross-dressing as well. These are counterculture. These are things that we are not used to, but we're seeing them now.
Yes, that is why I am saying that religion has a major role to play here. When you know the teachings of your religion, when you have that religious background, a religious, teaching in you, I don't think you will bother yourself when somebody is trying to
make a fool of you that because of the way you look, that he's ridiculing you for not looking you don't have so shape and what have you. I don't think you will bother yourself so much about it. So we have to go back to the drawing board and see where we have gone wrong and see what we need to do for us to improve ourselves and to adhere on the do's and don'ts of our own custom, culture, and tradition, and to try to avoid this kind of, trying at all costs to see that we mimic and emulate what is happening in other people's society that is not good for ourselves. This thing is not only disastrous to the way of our living. It is also injurious and inimical to the health of those that are doing this thing. Sure. And many lives are lost on the process of doing this thing. So we have to be very careful, and we should know what time is it. It's either for us to come back to our senses and do the right thing to ensure that our society develops, or we should continue doing what is wrong, and at the end of the day, it will consume all of us. And that is not what we are praying and hoping to see. So we are hoping and praying to see that things are being done rightly in our society. That is my little check. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity given to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Modibo, for that amazing contribution. I mean, Modibo covers it all. First of all, it's about us wanting to always emulate what the Western cultures are doing. I mean, they started this whole thing when it comes to the cosmetic surgery. And one thing that I feel is also pushing is the society. Typical example this week, we saw how ex-Bibi Naija Thatcher posted a picture and Nigerians came for her for having calluses, the fat, your body, and it's natural. Okay, so people started dead body shaming her. All right, we have another caller.
Good morning, your name and location, please.
Please, good morning. We need you to stay away from your TV set. All right, I think you need to call us back. Stay away from your TV set when you're calling, or turn down the volume. You don't need to hear yourself. Just talk to us. All right, we have another caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, I think we've lost that call.
Yep. All right, talking about what we're saying, and then Thatcher started getting body shamed. And few people among Nigerians were the ones calling out people to say, have you forgotten
so we
that?
Have another caller. So it's like they don't want you to talk at this point. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please, your name and location, please.
Yeah, this is Alhaji Mohammed Baba Idanoko from Lokoja, Kogi State.
Okay, thank you so much for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, your program this morning is a lovely one. I commend Trust TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On the topic matter, which is counterculture, we citizens, or maybe some citizens of Nigeria, adapt cultures that they know nothing about. Are you with me?
Yes, we are. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, and as an historian, I want to brush or glance through the countercultures of 1960 and 1970s.
Okay.
I'd had a number of lasting impact on society and culture. One of the most significant impact was the shift in attitude towards authority and authority figures. This counterculture promoted the idea that individuals should question authority and challenge the status quo. This led to more critical, skeptical view of institutions such as government, military, and corporations. It also led to increased acceptance of alternative lifestyles and more permissively attitude towards social issues such as blah, blah, blah. So me as a person, I see we as citizens adopting things that we know nothing about. And that is because we have low level of educational populace among us. Because advanced countries do make proper research, go into drastic research on things before they adopt them or start showcasing them as part of their life. So, but Nigerian, the reverse is the case. We just take things whenever anybody introduces anything, either bad or good, we just go into it. So I will be more specific that leadership has a very significant role to play when it comes to counterculture. If you are allowed absolute rights to citizens, they will infringe other people's rights and the well-being of others they live around. So as such, I believe attitudinal change towards doing what is right should be one of our watchwords. And
I have one question for you, though. Would you say that, all the countercultures that have come to Nigeria and then people have been taken up, would you say that at least there is no one that is impactful positively?
I've never seen one that is impactful to us than what we have that is more impactful is the one we have within us. I imagine seeing people trying to have a big axe or big bomb, and the next thing they do, they go other way to get it, and at the long run, it affects their head wire. So it's both gender. It's not particularly on women or men. It's for both citizens. And I think our government needs to look inward, and we should inculcate values that are righteous. We practice religions more than even some of those countries, and we don't abide by the teachings and the ethics.
Indeed.
So this is my contribution, and thank you, Trust TV. And I want to commend you guys for this organ stuff. It really, really give us a mind blowing.
Thank you so much.
If I have my way, I personally want to present an award to Trust TV because, investigative journalism is the ethics that brought journalism into play. And that Trust TV has done recently with others that I wouldn't want to start mentioning, but this particular got my attention very well. And I want to commend Trust TV that the sky is just your starting point, not your limit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So thank you very much. This is Muhammad Babai Danoko, the Sarkin of Lokoja.
Thank you from Lokoja. Thank you so much, Muhammad.
Amazing.
Okay, so let's take this message. Salam Trust TV and viewers, the impact of counterculture cannot be overestimated in the present global world because of universality nature, trend, tradition, plus norms and values of our society. Therefore, it improved mutual understanding, tolerance, and hospitality for peaceful coexistence in the interest of humanity. Assimilation is key to harmonious relationship. I am Yakubu Muhammad from Wukari, Taraba State. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Wukari guy. Oh my God, Yakubu just made points of that unity that we're talking about. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your TV set.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Abdul Qadir Abubakar. I'm calling from Yola.
Okay, Abdul Qadir, go ahead with your thoughts.
First of all, I just wanted to join the callers in commending Trust TV actually.
Thank you.
We are very, very proud of Trust TV. The last caller just said now that he just doesn't want to name some stations actually. So we are very, very proud of Trust TV.
Thank you very
from
much.
The review and the rest. From all of these, from one villa and to these kidney harvest and the rest. We are actually very, very proud of you. Keep the good work. At least we are having a balanced TV station to rely on.
Thank you.
Secondly, I just wanted to comment on body shining. body was saying that it was something that has to do with religion to a certain extent. Actually, I differ. My own is that this self-esteem is what we should look at. You don't care about how people look at you. Just love yourself the way you are. There are people that love you and cherish you the way you are. And I believe if you can focus and develop yourself and nothing, there is no limit to where you can be or to where you can go. But bothering without really distracting from what you are up to achieve in your own life. And lastly, I want to thank you, Maya and Fatima, for your wonderful job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
very
much.
much, Abdelkader, for that. Now, I want to go back to what Yakubu said in the text message, made mention of how unity is. When there is understanding, then there is tolerance. So, yes, I would agree on that, because a lot of people now believe in, counterculture more than the normal norms. So, people that believe in the normal norms are now clashing. Even on social media, the basic things, how our political world used to be like before.
It's not like
it's not like that, and people are always clashing on the
making reference to what it was before and what it was, what it is now.
And it goes back to exactly what happened, like I was saying about Thatcher, where some people were saying, but it's normal, that's how a woman's body works. And then other people were saying, no, please, she's showing what kind of body she should close it up.
Well,
so now you're shaming the people that have the normal body. And then you'll now get the people that have the artificial body are now being praised. So it definitely
not all of them anyway. Even the ones with the artificial bodies, not all of them that are being praised. You know that we've seen.
But that is hypocrisy, though. You praise other people and you don't.
And you don't let Okay, so now let's. The last caller made mention of peer pressure and what have you. So we'll come back to that. This message is from Alhaji Muhammad Baba Idonoko Sarkin Wase of Lokoja, Zaki. The counterculture of the 1960s and 1970s had a number of lasting impact on society and culture. One of the most significant impact was the shift in attitudes towards authority and authority figures.
I mean, he called and explained that.
Exactly. So the counterculture promoted the idea that individuals should question authority and challenge the status quo. This led to a more critical and skeptical view of institutions such as government, the military, and corporations. It also led to increased acceptance of alternative lifestyle and a more permissive attitude towards social issues such as sexual freedom and drug use. The counterculture also had a major impact on popular culture, influencing music, fashion, and art. Now, this has also captured almost everything, like but okay, Yakubu said earlier, almost
yes, and then even don't forget Muhammad Baba Danuko called in.
He just explained
this in details. And one thing, what I want to say is that counterculture definitely would all agree that it has more negative impact than positive. But then there is still something that is a bit appreciated. Before we are not really keen on the whole. Even though we grew up in African society with African paintings and all that, but we're never welcoming of art, because he's explaining
there are people that always said that Nigerians don't know how to appreciate art. I don't know, but right
now I would say welcoming that new culture of
something
appreciating
good.
Art,
and we're seeing it.
We're seeing it. Welcoming when it comes to fashion. Of now we're doing runway. We're doing fashion,
and then the fashion sense to the styles and everything.
So in that part, it's positive, but then the negative part is
on the high
really
side.
Shaking, the society, and that's one thing we want to know. And most people calling in to share their thoughts are saying that it's impacting negatively on the society. People are now being scared, and it is a very, very risky for you to see. Even if you're going to do operation for what is this thing called? Appendix. The most little one that is. People die from it because it's always a 50-50 chance. Your body is being opened, so anything can happen. and then to talk more of people, removing fat from here, which is the most scariest one for me, and pushing it somewhere else. So every part of your body is butchered.
Yeah, let's talk about, even tattoos. Let's not forget that too. There are people that have this permanent tattoo and they want to, when you don't want it anymore, you want it out. Initially they used to cut from part of your body to, cover the part, but now laser is doing that work. I think there's a way you can burn out the tattoos and all that, but it has a long-lasting side effect, because the ink that goes into your skin, I don't think it's something you can extract at the end of the day. So there are so many things that we are adapting to that we're not used to, but then it's becoming normal. Yes. Nowadays. And then the fear is not just now. We're looking at the generation to come. We're looking at our children that are going to come into this kind of lifestyle. Maybe when you're thinking, how will you be able to manage this kind of thing, at the end of the day. So yeah. Let's take a look at this message from Joseph Dantata, Gombe State. Counterculture can have significant impact on society by challenging established norms and values. They often contribute to cultural, social, and political change, fostering new ideas and perspectives. While some countercultures may face resistance, they can also promote diversity, encourage critical thinking, and inspire movement for social justice and reform. Sure. However, the impact can vary, and not all countercultures lead to lasting change. From Elias Joseph and Tata, Gombe State. Thank you so much for that message. Everybody is, actually on point.
Yes,
it's actually interesting.
A typical example of what he was saying, what came to my mind was the whole feminism, also started.
Exactly.
African culture is known for a fact of, definitely women are here, men are here.
Always.
So the men here, sometimes, some of them take advantage of that to, hurt the women. So when the feminism came, it came as a counterculture, and people, it's brought a lot of diversity. People were now bickering on it. This side was saying, no, it's not exactly what we're saying. This other side is saying, you want to change the norm and belief of religion. So things like that are some things that definitely we've seen how the impacts tend to shake.
Okay, I think we have
society.
a last caller. Sumaya, this should be the last caller. Good morning. Okay, we've lost that call.
All right, let's take,
last message.
Yes, last messages that we have for you.
The counterculture's impact on music was one of the most significant aspects of its legacy. Rock and roll music, in particular, was transformed by the counterculture. The counterculture gave rise to new genres such as psychedelic rock,
yes,
which explored the theme of spirituality, mysticism, and altered state of consciousness. Rock festivals such as Woodstock became popular among the counterculture, and the music played at these festivals reflect the ideals and values of the movement. The counterculture also had a major impact on fashion, with hippie fashion becoming popular among young people. The movement also influenced arts, and artists began to explore themes of spirituality, social protest.
Yeah, and it's still from His Royal Highness
he's really into this.
Yes, there is this deepness, and that's the thing about here. We get to hear from you, and the fact that he's detailed on this situation is something we really appreciate.
Hello?
Okay, we have this last
Good
caller.
morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
Yeah, my name is Abdul Mumini Ugando Malunyu. I'm calling from Jalingo, Taraba State.
Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead with your thoughts, please. Is Abdul still with us?
We can hear you.
All right, I think seems to be a connection problem. But then, yes, of course, this is the last call that we will be taking. Thank you so much for all of you who called in to share in your thoughts, inputs on what is happening in the counterculture. And based on the majority of agreements is that we're saying a lot of them need to be re-evaluated. And yes, some are still being rejected. I mean, people are not really accepting some, while some are coming to stay with the looks of it. Well, thank you so much for your calls, for your messages, detailed. We do appreciate. And for those that have been, that tried calling, you know, were not able to send, for those that sent messages that we're not able to read, we truly appreciate you.